welcome to SBS TV. We have Wendy Kraft here, and we're going to be talking about technology and a tool you guys can use to definitely grow your business. Now, that's an awesome thing when you want to grow your business. If you want to introduce yourself, Wendy Kraft, just tell them who you are.
Hello, world. I'm Wendy Kraft of Tap and Save, the platform that's kind of saving the skin of small business nowadays. We'll get into that in a little bit. So, Carlos, as we were talking about doing this live, I've been looking forward to this conversation with you and the questions you might ask. Kurt also has some excellent questions for us, and this is going to be a phenomenal time.
Yes, it is. It's going to be a wonderful time.
Mm-hmm. So you are like, Carlos, you are a technology king in my mind, because your mind is always open to what more can we do, what more can we be for people, for small business owners, and how can we help them reach the success and sustainable success that they need to have. And I admire you for that. And I know you've put in a zillion and 0.1 hours into your platform by which you serve small business. And I've also been on the phone with you when you kind of couldn't keep your appointment because you were running out the door to help somebody that might not otherwise have a meal on a holiday. And I couldn't fault you for that one bit. So I think that what you're doing is awesome. And I would also like to include Kurt into this, because Kurt has a real mind and heart to help those of varying abilities. And so can they access the information and the community and the uplifting that we can access? Let's help make sure that they can. And that would be a phenomenal start to a new beginning, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. Kurt, did you want to kind of talk and say a little about yourself also?
Sure. Yeah, I'm an ambassador with the Disability channel. It's headquartered out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and we do a lot of work to get out there to the public, stories told about people with disabilities. So yeah, being here, that is the lens I look at this through, and Wendy's right on target. It takes me into thinking of assistive technology, screen readers, and, kind of how, how usable, what people put in their hands and their smartphones, and how it works for somebody who might be blind, or, with the audible stuff, is there an alternative for those that are deaf? And, it just brings conversation that is really useful in my wheelhouse. So I'm looking forward to learning what's in this with the business systems and technology you guys are all doing.
So I have a question, Kurt. How can small businesses, help encourage people with disabilities? How can they help encourage small business people with disabilities to work for them, or, move forward in business ownership, or just in case anything that can help them out in that aspect?
Well, it gets right into a financial reality question. You're almost like right out of the gate, almost like a financial consultant or whatever, because you got to navigate, the risks, the financial risks, because in the USA with Medicaid and so forth, and with caseworkers and stuff like that, there really is a systemic oppression. And so they have to watch about their income limits. So that's the question, is how do people with disabilities do stuff under their social security number and not lose government programs that are making medical solutions, equitable? Because that's the challenge to a business person with a disability. How do they reach that level of income in a business, but then have the business support their medical needs? Potentially, it depends on who they are. And not every person with a disability has these concerns, but you got to watch out for that, because you don't want to plunge them into something in business, and then all of a sudden the caseworker is like saying, "Oh, I see you made $1,200 this week or this month or whatever, significant, burst of income." Now all of a sudden it's a meeting with the caseworker, and all of a sudden they're, getting ready to reject Medicaid. So those are the conversations you got to be ready to have. And if you don't have to have them, if they give you feedback, you don't need to worry about it. You're off to the races. Just go. But in the whole community, that comes up.
So, what can you say about people who might not get disability, but have that physical disability that they can't really get disability for opportunities?
So physical disabilities, I mean, if we're talking technology, you're just talking, being able to have a keyboard. I mean, some of them, like with their hands, if there's a dexterity issue, a trackball mouse and stuff like that. So it's just working with their disability agencies to be properly set up. But if they're doing other things outside of business, like playing video games or being entertained by Netflix or, who knows, Amazon Prime or whatever, if they're navigating all these other things in life, there's a good chance that they're already set up to do whatever you want them to do in business. I guess it's more the business travel or the commutes and stuff like that. There could be a transportation issue if they need to start tapping the, transit systems and stuff like that. So I think working away from home or not working virtually is where it comes in. So in this time of COVID, people with physical disabilities haven't been seeing as much as the issue, but now that we're going to be re-entering into working in person and stuff more, I think that's where you see it come up more. Every case is different. So I think I'm just creating a conversation starter and an initial reaction to your questions. So you'd have to guide me more what else you want to do, or if you're moving on to a different.
Well, as you know, I do have a physical disability. When my right side is number weak and I don't feel it, it's like paralysis, but I'm still able to do technology and work my hands, work my feet, and not be physical so much.
Yeah. So that's one thing I was taught in recreation, Carlos, is doing adaptive sports. And there was an adaptive athlete who sat with us as a group of volunteers. And he was pointing out that the group was just getting everybody just so enamored with, we know how to take care of that athlete with a disability, and like getting to the point of just saying, this is what you need to do. And what he said as an athlete, he's like, whoa, hold on a minute here. I'm the one who's lived with this all my life. I think I got a pretty good idea what I'm going to do here. So yeah, I mean, that's something I had to be taught, to just back up and say, all right, Carlos, you tell me how this works and what works best for you. So that, again, is that conversation and looking for direction by the person with a disability for, what you are all able to offer, and then kind of saying, okay, now that we're working together, what's my role?
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Hey, Ms. Leslie Scott, you have something to say about, you definitely have something to say?
Yeah, I have a little bit of a broadband issue in sharing in my family, so I'm not going to share video right now, but several years ago, I ran a program in North Carolina for dislocated workers that wanted to start a business, and a subset of them had a physical disability. And that's when I learned about, in most states, including North Carolina, as part of your Department of Health and Human Services, there's a vocational rehab office, and they have money to help people with disabilities get whatever equipment they may need so that they can become self-employed and be supported in whatever abilities they have. So one of my great stories is we helped a guy that had trained as a landscaper under somebody and then got laid off, which is how he became a dislocated worker. And he's like, but I'm really good at landscaping. Well, he was also an Army vet, and he had lost an arm in combat. So we actually worked with VR, the vocational rehab unit, to design and build a left-handed leaf blower so that he could use his good arm. And, like many things, the default is actually made for right-handed people, and it didn't work for the way you needed the equipment to work. But just as a hint for any state, at least in the US, go to your state vocational rehab office, because they probably have federal grant money to help people get the equipment they need, whether it's a laptop or anything computer related, or something more sophisticated, depending on
what the disability is and what the nature of the business is that they need. But I just thought I'd offer that story because it's an example of how you wouldn't expect to find an entrepreneurship unit in a health and human services office, but VR kind of plays that function and is at least that connector. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Well, definitely thank you. That's a wonderful thing. I think that any way we can help people create sustainability for themselves helps us have a better world and a better economy, and also, keeps the government from taking care of a bunch of people that can do for themselves. And so, do you have anything you'd like to say, Miss Wendy Kraft, before you talk about your platform also on disability?
Well, I would like to say that really, I think what our conversation is self-sustainability and ability to contribute to the lives of others, no matter who you are. I think it's inbred to kind of want to do that. Some people to more of a degree than others. So we're just looking to level the playing field and making platforms that anybody and everybody can run on. And so tonight here, somewhat by happenstance, we've got a panel of folks talking some great things and, looking to move the world in our own categories. And this is just phenomenal. So there's only one of us here, my shadow, who's I'm hooked up by my phone that doesn't have much to say tonight. We're going to have a great time. I know my good friend Leslie Scott. She's an entrepreneurial puzzle maker. She will run with this concept and build a community of small business, entrepreneurial minded folks together to accomplish a task. And I just love the way her brain works. So sometimes I wish I could live inside of it. I feel like I would get so much more done. But it's just great to have such good friends and friendships building. So my husband has come to join us as well, Mr. Ed Kraft, and he's adjusting his screen so that his whole head is in the screen more. And he has been let me just ask if when he's not busy adjusting his screen, he'll go on mute for us. But he has been so supportive of me in my small business journey. And as I was sharing with Kurt earlier, I would consider myself more of a slow-minded person. I kind of incubate thought. I take processes and I do piece them together, but I don't do it quickly. And I found a platform that has allowed me to succeed because the platform feeds me what I need to know and helps me be who I need to be for success, no matter how fast or slow my mind works. And I just love that. And the reason I love it is because I don't just think of myself, I think of others. It's like, if I can use this platform for my own sustainable success, why then I think anybody can. And that's what gets me excited. So before we move into that, does questions from what we've already been discussing? Ed, we have Leslie here, we have Kurt, and we have Carlos, who is our host. And we've been talking about how to make the world a more pleasant place for every human being, no matter their ability level or strengths or weaknesses. How can we all feel like we have a way to run and contribute to the lives of others while having ourselves a sustainable income? So that's a phenomenal conversation piece. And so from that, any lingering thoughts or questions anyone wants to share before we roll into the platform that I'm going to be showing tonight?
Do you have anything you want to say, Ed?
He said he's good. He's on mute, but I heard him from the back hall. He's good. So we're all going to work on stabilizing our laptops. I've got myself situated here with better light, and we are going to rock and roll. So what has happened in my life is I sought to have my own business for honestly a couple decades. I started in natural health, and then I moved to leadership primarily, and that includes financial literacy, what we call leadership, people skills, things like that. So what we do is we love giving people access to the information that they need, and it is absolutely phenomenal. And it has allowed me to become the leader that I am meant to be. So with that, I'm going to introduce you to the Life Super app. And we are going to actually, in a moment, take a tour of it. And in so doing, I will show you how small business access has really been made available to a wide range of the population, being that some people, like me, the reason that I started in natural health is I wasn't able to have a normal job. The reason is I needed to be able to state whether this was a time, like right now, this minute, it doesn't matter what time of day, but right now is a time when I need to sit. And then an hour, 2 hours later might be, okay, I need to stand now. And I'm going to tell my boss that? Why don't you go tell my boss for me that I will be the best worker he ever had if only I could choose whether I sit or stand or walk. And I also needed a nap every day. So given those two things and where I was in my health, and if I didn't have access to those varying, those varieties of positioning, I would be in pretty severe pain. And that's hard to work in. So I took care of my family the best I could, and I started learning in the natural health realm, but I wasn't actually able to have a sustainable income generally because I didn't know how to market myself, and I didn't have leadership skills and people skills built yet. So I took a leap and I moved over to the Super App platform by Life Leadership because I knew I'd be able to gain the skills I needed for success. And being, as I said, kind of more slow-minded, incubative thought, I'm not the kind of person to stick with natural health and gain leadership, people skills, financial literacy, and learn how to make friends. That was like too much for me. So I needed to put the natural health, though I was very good at it, on the back burner. And then I figured once I built these skills with Life Leadership, I could do and be whatever I wanted when I grew up. So now I'm growing up. So what's happened is Life Leadership, with the phenomenal information and award-winning tools like financial literacy, like suggesting people read books like this, Personality Plus, to build their people skills, like being in universities and in corporations and in accountants and CPAs offices and with financial literacy. All these things, well, we weren't in enough hands. We wanted to help the people that didn't even know the value of books like this and sets in financial literacy like this. How can we reach the people that are working so very, very hard, but feel like they're pedaling like Fred Flintstone and really not getting anywhere in that little car, okay? No matter what the danger behind, the more he pedaled, they didn't get anywhere. And well, if we don't learn that by the third job, working 3 jobs, what are we going to take, a 4th job to try to make ends meet? And if we're struggling to make ends meet, are we actually contributing to the world the way our heart's desire is built to do? Probably not. Are we paying attention to our families the way we should? And we know we want to? Probably not. I'm guilty of that myself. And we're here to fix that. Life Leadership wants to help fix that. They see an injustice in how the financial realm is kind of, feels like, maybe you know someone that feels like maybe the financial system is a little bit against them. Just a little? Probably so, right? Maybe a little more. So why is it so hard? Orrin Woodward, the founder of Life Leadership, wrote a book called The Financial Matrix. I have it in the other room, but you can look it up online and it's in our system. And it explains a little bit what's gone on in the financial realm that's made things challenging for folks all over the world. And also how we can change our thinking and our actions so that we can overcome regardless of what the world does around us. Then he went further and he wrote another book called Exposed, the Financial Matrix, that goes even deeper into the rabbit hole. And again, brings us out the other end and shows us we really can have control in our life by what we put in here and who we hang out with. So if we're listening to the doomsdayers, we will be no better than the doomsdayers are. And that's not where we want to be, right? So we're entrepreneurial minded, we're building our skills, but now Life Leadership has taken things a step further. With our CEO, Chris Brady, has taken all the stellar hard copy material that not enough people knew about, turned it digital, and put it on a super saving platform. So now not only can we learn skills we need to succeed, but we can do it while saving money like crazy. So not only is that fun, it's helpful. Many of the things are on the app at no further charge, so we can learn. Part of financial literacy is the offense. If we are not building our skills, our intellect, our knowledge, our know-how to move in life in a more proficient manner, we will probably stay in the same financial state we see ourselves today. It's not just limiting our expenses that gets us ahead financially. It's changing how we think about money and how we move ahead and how we think about ourselves and our abilities. So in the last year, I've gone, by using the platform I'm about to show you, I've gone from a person who lacks confidence to a person who's able to help others build confidence through the system. In Life Leadership, I'd leverage that so that I can help more people. If it were just me, I'd be limited how many people I could help, truly help. But with the system, which is a key to wealth, adapt systems so you don't wear out, I'm having a blast helping others not only build financial freedom for themselves if that's what they want, but building confidence so they have the good in them that they want to get out to the world with nothing stopping them. So let's take a look at the Super App platform, and it is absolutely loaded. If you've not seen a Super App platform before, well, you're in for a sweet surprise. So I want you to know that what we're about to see is the brainchild of Inc. Mag's top 50 business minds of all time, where we've taken this highly needed information and we put it on a platform to make it extremely accessible to the world. And one key of getting things done is have things according to the 3-second rule. As an example, I like to listen to something first thing in the morning, but I guarantee you I'm not going to do it if I don't have earbuds nearby, because I do not want to wake up the family. So I was missing on a lot of listening because I'd be trapped in the kitchen and there's a baby on the other side of the house. I'm not going to go get my earbuds. Finally, I woke up and I said, keep earbuds in the kitchen. Then I can do it. This platform is the same way. Once you see it, you'll know the 3-second rule of leadership is at your fingertips and you can change your life like that. Are you ready to go? My husband said, yep. Here we go. All right, we're on. And with COVID, we have many people at home using their Wi-Fi. So if my phone drops off, we may end up with a verbal tour, but we'll see how it goes, or I'll hop back on for you. I know you'll wait for me. So here we have the logo of Life Leadership, the red one with the white on it. And here we have the Super App platform. Raise your hand if you've seen an app that has endless ability to contain information, to have different functions, to be whatever you need it to be. That's what a super app is. And actually, Forbes magazine wrote an article last fall. If you search Super App plus Forbes, you'll get this article, is Super App, are super apps the future? And in it, they pretty much perfectly describe what this app is and what it can do. And what basically, if I were to nutshell their article, it would read as such. If the right company gets a hold of the super app platform, look out world, what good they could do. And my vote is that Life Leadership is the right company. And this is what they made. Chris Brady, the CEO, and the staff at the headquarters, international staff at headquarters in Cary, North Carolina, has been kicking it. And they've done a phenomenal job. And this app is still coming into fruition. We're adding more and more all the time. This is a phenomenal piece of work you're looking at. Hello, Wendy. So this is how it works. And this is how we're bringing higher level information to the world. I'll show you some of the higher level information first and share with you a little bit of the heart behind Life Leadership. Have fun, make money, and make a difference are three values that are very important to us. And we realize that unless we can be refreshed, be rejuvenated, let our imagination, roll and let those ideas come in, then we're probably going to keep pedaling like Fred Flintstone, a never-ending wheel. So that's not fun. So we want people to have fun. We made a way for them to do that, to make money. We made a way for them to do that, customers and people that want an affiliate income, okay, and make a difference. And that's the real goal. That's why we started with all that higher level information. We want people to make a difference. In order to do so, well, they need the other things too. And another principle we live by is win, win, or no deal. But truly what I see in this app is win, win, win. And we've got a deal, okay? A good one. So we'll keep making it better as well. This is how the app works. When, for instance, you want to click on Succeed. We'll click there, all right? We have something called Rascal Radio. This is a phenomenal way to gain information. You can download for about 12 hours and then renew it. You can make your own radio. It's the first customizable radio like Pandora, but it's for personal development. Isn't that amazing? So all you do is choose your author, choose your topic. We have entrepreneurial training, finances and education, success principles, professional development, people skills, leadership, parenting, marriage, teens, freedom, case studies, and faith. They're all fun. They're all educational. It's just a great way to go. So that is awesome. Also in Succeed, we've started as a part of one of the Super App Plus. This is called the Super App. And then we have Super App Plus, the podcast, Rascal Podcast, where fresh new information is being put on every month. And it is awesome. So actually every week they'll have a new podcast, maybe 20 minutes long. And this is by, like I said, the top business minds of our time, very kind-hearted gentlemen and other leaders. So then we have financial fitness. This was our flagship product in the hard copy world, $140 US plus tax and shipping, but it doesn't cost that on the app. Raise your hand if you want to know what it costs. Okay, Kurt, raise your hand. That's an order. It's free. We really do want to change the world, and it is loaded. I have an entrepreneur friend who runs a very successful networking group out of Canada, but now we're open in the US also. She reads 70 books a year. She listened to this while driving through Canada, big Canada, and she said, this is the best financial literacy I've ever heard. And she has gone through many programs. So I really take that as a good testament to our products. So we also have something called the Life Accelerator. I absolutely love this. This holds in it the 3 keys to wealth: leadership, leverage, and financial literacy. Many people wear out because they're doing it all themselves. They're not leveraging other people's skills, other people's knowledge. They're not making systems for things they need to do consistently, and we're getting worn out. Leadership. Companies go down because they don't change with the times. Nobody is leading or constrained. They're constrained and they can't do what's best in the situation. And financial literacy, just forget it if you don't have that. So those are some of the things that we have, just a little taste of what we have to help people succeed. So then we have in this platform, the way that it works is, as I mentioned, we want people to get refreshed. So I'm going to show you how we can save on travel. This is Thing or Two Travel. Generally, when people want to go get a hotel, the best price they can get online is Priceline. Well, we have so many people with this app that we're considered a club, and legally they can offer us a better deal. How neat is that for everyone? Think of a business person that in the real world, when we used to get in something we called cars and drive places, and they would say maybe be a speaker or a salesman, and they would actually go places for their job. We don't do that anymore. We all stay at home. But if that were the case and they needed a hotel every day or every week, why, they could get a discount every day or every week. And so can we. We can take our families, we can do whatever we want and go write a book. And here's how it works. Let's just say we're going to go visit my business partners, Paul and Sandy Northup. I love them, not to bits, but I love them together again. And we're going to search for a hotel. And you're going to see the price roll down from 140 to 84. I'll take that deal. And the only thing I need to do to get that deal is to use what we call travel credits or trip credits that I get for free every time I renew the app, and so will you. So that's right here, these trip credits. The app is only $30 a month, but wait till you see how much people save with it, that it pays itself back not only in the trip credits, but in savings. So likely people are saving, singles and families, $60, $90, $100, $150 a month through this. And there is more to come. There's even a place on here, how to get money back when you sell your house or when you buy a house. It's absolutely nuts, the things that we continue to bring on this app. So now we're going to go to travel, Thing or Two Travel Resorts. Who wants to go to a resort stay and bring 6 to 8 friends or family or business associates? I think that would be awesome. And we're going to make it much more affordable. How about a small business who wants to make this as a value add-on for their customers or as a employee retention? So many small business owners wish that they could offer insurance for their employees, but they can't figure out how to do it financially. We have things on this app that offer medical discounts that can be a huge asset, as well as coupled with the other benefits it has. So many people really want this app and they will not let it go for one reason. It could be the medical, it could be the travel, it could be the discounts at stores, it could be the education, it could be because they use Zoom all the time and you can't get a better price for Zoom, even the highest level, than on this app. I cannot believe that there'd be a lower price anywhere than on this app, and I'll make sure to show that to you in a bit too. So here we're going to scoot down a 5-star resort, the Grand Mayan. This is, anybody who goes here almost stops looking for a place for the next time they want to go back here. It's amazing. Instead of paying thousands of dollars, like over $3,000 for a week elsewhere, how about $259 a week for 7 full days? And all we need to do is pay $259 and then 25% of that more in the trip credits that we got for free. Because every month that we renew this app, and we will, we get 30 trip credits. So that's a win-win right there. I pay 30, I get 30 worth. Even if I just take a hotel in town by myself or with a friend, right? And just get refreshed, I've used my trip credits, and it's all due to the super app platform. So that's a little bit about having some fun and all the things you can do in a stay like that. Then we're going to go to national brand stores. But I want you to know that there's not only one way to save when we're shopping at national brand stores. There may be 5, 6 ways we can save, depending on the situation. Just looking at this platform right here, we have Groupon, Coupon, and national brands. They can all be used. But wait, I have a contractor's discount. Okay, you can use that too. Wait a minute. I have a senior citizens discount. Okay, that counts too. Any other discount you walk in with is fine. You remember the old days when we used to have something we called the newspaper? Well, what if you had a coupon with a valid expiration date? You could use that too. And as many of these as were applicable. That's pretty nifty, right? So Groupon you would get ahead of time. It's a it's a good thing, but it's kind of bittersweet for a lot of small businesses because they lose 50% of the profit every time they use it. But it's on our app, so we'll go with it for now. Coupon section, one of my favorite things for small business owners is we allow them and invite them to advertise in here. Just make a little coupon, but we don't charge them. Did I tell you win-win? Did I tell you we're here to help the world get out of what they feel is stuck financially? How about being able to advertise for free on a super app platform like this? Likely the first one in the US, likely the only one made by two of Inc. Mag's top 50 management experts in the world. And I can tell you that's true because no other two of them are in any one industry. Only our two work together. All the others work alone. Gives me chills to think about sometimes what we have. So get a coupon. Get your small business in here. What are you waiting for? We want you. And then national brand stores. Where do we like to shop? As we scoot through here, we'd have to scoot through almost 300 national brand stores. And I'm telling you what, they want to be on this app. There are so many benefits. Win, win, win. You know the company like leadership has to win or it would go out of business. But we want every consumer to win. We want everyone who would like to have an affiliate income to win, whether they have a small business or not. And we want the big businesses to win too. We want them to stay in business too, alongside the small businesses. That's a fair deal. When they're in here, they don't have any fraud payment to pay because this is a secure app. When they're in here, they're advertising to people who already want the deal. They're already looking for something. And it's digital. It doesn't cost them a lot of money. So this is really a win-win, just like the small business owners. Just put on a coupon. So let's just go to, we're going to go to Bass Pro Shop. Well, actually, we're not. We're going to go to Charity Choice. This is one of my favorites. And when I only have time to show one place, I show this when I can spell. Charity Choice, if you don't know what it is, it's a conglomerate of, I forget, hundreds or thousands of charities, so long as they're non-sectarian, not religious-based. They can be in it, and that's online, charitychoice.com. And so what happens is, say Kurt's birthday's coming up, and I don't want to miss it. So I mark it on my calendar, but this guy has it all. And besides, he's not really into things like gifts, right? Whatever you call that. He's really into giving to the world and helping others. So why don't I just get him a card for Charity Choice? Then he can go online and choose what charity he'd want to give it to, or charities, and let him be the giver of it. But I give him the card. Now let's turn that around. Anyone that's non-sectarian, in a nonprofit can be on Charity Choice, so they can apply to be on there. Why don't they? And then why don't they plant the QR code for the super app platform everywhere, including on their nose, so that all their donors buy gift cards to donate what they donate anyway every week or every month. They're already donating. You know, some nonprofits have faithful donors. So if we just teach them to pay differently, this is a payment platform, which makes it stand out from the rest as well. They could get 8.1% cash back on every time they donate. But there's also a way in here to actually up that by 4% for everyone in the national brand stores except for Walmart. That's a fair deal too. So we're going to give $500 to Kirk tonight. Are you ready? All right, Kurt, here it comes. And it's going to ask me, Wendy, do you want to give from your business account? And this is the same thing it'll ask you. Or would you prefer to give from your personal account? Or, oh, wait, my husband's on. I can't do my joke. Oh, it's going to ruin it. I always say, or my husband's account, and everyone laughs. So, so if I do that, I'm going to get $40.50 back. And that'll happen every time I give to that charity choice card, okay? That then I can turn around and give myself to the charity I love, or I can give it to someone else as they designed it for. Now, the way to get 4% more is to pay from the e-wallet. And this is how we get to the financial matrix part. Everyone knows, almost everyone knows, unless they're 3 years old, there's merchant fees, of 3-4% on the transactions that go between banks and where the money goes, right? Well, if we're paying with the e-gift card from money that's already uploaded from our bank account into our app, not just because it's more secure than a debit or credit card by far, but because we're going to get 4% more on every purchase through the national stores, except for Walmart. And that's awesome. So I'm going to make the purchase from e-wallet. So here's how that goes. Originally, when I used a debit or credit card, I got $40.50 back in instant cash back now, and I can use it at any of the national stores or at Charity Choice again, free money. But if I choose the e-wallet, I'm going to get 4% more. That's like almost half, okay? So now I'm going to get $60.50 back. But furthermore, when I use the debit or credit card, I got that cash back. I had cash back I could use to help pay for it. I could use free money to pay for something and get free money back. And in this case, if I'm using e-wallet, I can use a digital currency that Life Leadership made called DIBS. And let me tell you, every point's worth $1, so I don't really care what they call it. I'm in. I have $344 worth of DIBS. I could pay 2/3 of this with free money that I got in DIBS. And so can you. And I'm still going to get that $40 cash back. I like it. How about you? You see how we can change the world by freeing their minds a little bit from the costs they're incurring on a daily basis? Now maybe they can invest in themselves. They can invest in the small business they always wanted. They need Carlos's help, but they didn't figure out how to afford the very affordable platform that he has. Okay? They want to give to charities and they want to be more open-minded to those of varying abilities, but they didn't know how to do it, like Kurt's figuring out how to do it. And they certainly didn't know how to put their brilliance together to have different small business owners come together with an entrepreneurial mindset like Leslie knows how to do, because they're too busy pedaling that little car and getting nowhere. So we are changing the world, and we're doing it $1 at a time, one thought at a time, one life at a time. So as people see this and they say, you know what, it kind of sounds like a lot, but it does kind of feel kind of good, but I don't know, it's so new. I say, well, why don't you try it for 30 days? We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can push the buttons on your own. And I also give another tour like this when people have it in their own hands, because then it means something different when they're the one holding the app. They have personalized questions and needs as small business owners. Let me show you one thing that can happen for a small business owner. We're going to put in here the word depot right here. This is going to be a national brand store for something that most people need at some point. All right, 50% off printing. It's always in this app, today, tomorrow, and the next day. It's been here forever. You can use it every time. I've gone to get $150 worth of printing done at one time. Have you ever done anything like that? This is here. This buys the app. Many times one purchase buys the app back in a whole year, plus you get those trip credits. So that's why we give personalized tours for small business owners, whether you work from your home or whether you have a brick and mortar. We'll walk through and we'll see what's applicable to you and what would help, including the education, much of it on here at no further charge. So this is how my business, Tap and Save, helps people in a big way. And the information that we learn entrepreneurial not only helps us in business, it's helped for me every aspect of my life. And it will yours too, if you let it. So in a moment, I'm going to turn it back over to Carlos, who has such a heart for people. I've seen him kind of he doesn't walk, he runs in his mind. He paces himself. He makes sure things are going to work. He does things in the right time. You see what I mean? He runs. But what happens is he makes plans. He puts out stable information on a platform that he built to help small business owners get to the point where they are sustainable. That's so important to him. And I really appreciate him for that. And I feel his care for people, and he wants them to win with everything that's in him. And I applaud him for that. And so that is why he wanted us to get together, because he sees the value, not in just the app, but in who makes it. So many things matter, not just the what it is, but the who it is behind it. What's their heart? That's what matters. Because now when we're doing good for ourselves, we know we're doing good for others also. Because the more people this app gets in the hands of, the more we can change the world. We want people that are debt-free, that have invigorated thinking, and have the mental mindset to be forward thinking, so that they can make the changes in the world that they've always wanted to see happen through them. So at this time, I'd like to turn it back over to Carlos. Thank you so much, Carlos, for having me on. It's been a pleasure. And anybody can access me through LinkedIn. You can find me at Wendy Craft, or linkedin.com/in/Wendy Craft USA, which is a mouthful. And if chat is open, you could also put in the chat that you'd like to be contacted, or you have a question for any of us. All right, Carlos, thank you.
Definitely, thank you, Wendy. Definitely, I would like to talk more about the charity choice program for a nonprofit organization that want to create sustainability, because it's very important that we look at sustainability. And I think that them understanding that program is a very important. So if you can more elaborate for the nonprofit, charity choice program for nonprofits, a little more.
So that program was designed, like I said, so that people don't get candles that they don't want and ties that they don't need. Okay. And charities get the help that they so run on. All right. So they built Charities Choice with the thought that the charities would get the help that they need. People don't get needless gifts that they don't need. But I'm saying that the charity itself can make people aware of this payment platform called the Life Info app. You can go download it. It'll be kind of like a Bones or Shadow. You can't really get into it, but I can help you with that. And if a charity says, oh, just make donations through the gift card that you get on this platform, then you will get 8.1 to 12.1 instant cash back for your donation. That's a win-win, right?
It is a win-win. That's what we definitely want to know. So tonight, guys, we talked about the technology tools, using technology as a way to help enhance your organization, save money. Then we also talk about, business and disability, looking at how can people with disabilities take advantage of starting a business. And we're definitely in tune with more information about that and how can we help. And we're definitely having more discussions, and even how small businesses can really help, with people with disabilities gain more independence. And that's very important that we look at how we can help other people, because when we help other people grow and succeed, we succeed and grow. And that's how we're able to be more successful in life. But helping those becomes each one teach one, each one help one. If we help each other, it takes a village to become a kingdom. And we have to always remember, an empire, whether it's a country or state, it's like, if you look at the United States has many cities that make a United States. not one place. So United States is a place that has many cities and many states. And at the same time, that's where we have to look at as when we deal with collaborating, working with people. It takes a group of people to work with people to create success. And without that level of success, it will be very hard. So as you can say, we had a good night on this talks. You know, as a small business, look at people with disabilities and how they really have strong skill sets that want to be independent. And they're very hard workers if you give them a chance. Then you have Ms. Wendy Kraft that's just talking about technology, the super app that allows you to make your life more easier. And what a wonderful night to just wake up less stressful. You know, in this pandemic, we have a lot going on, a lot of stress, a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, everything else. And it's very, what we call, you know, it's stressful. So in a sense, while the economy opens up and wants to engage now into a prospect, they want to move forward, they want to grow their businesses. Let's look at how can we help each other out in this economy now that we've been impacted by COVID-19. Anything you want to say, Kurt?
Well, I'm just very encouraged how you guys put in this whole conversation, what you're doing, Carlos, and I'm looking forward to learning more about small business systems. I've been a fan of Life Leadership for a long time. And so, yeah, I feel privileged to be with this group and part of this Facebook Live. And I'm always here and available. So if I can continue to help what's going on. Otherwise, I think you've won over a new fan. I'm going to be sticking with you guys.
Definitely. Thank you, guys. And thank you for tuning in to Small Business TV Live. We will definitely be you know, having more of these shows, talk shows that's bringing information to you. This is what's sharing information, you know, keeping you educated and updated what's going on. And have a good night.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you again, Carlos, for having us on. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to continuing the business relationship with you. Talk soon.
Talk soon. Definitely have a good night.